Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Coming at you with a repeat guest. We haven't had this gentleman on.
See the smile, bro.
Yeah, what you were saying it off air.
Smile.
One of our favorite guests we've ever had. We're talking with Christopher Stockman, the founder of Bit Planet Games, the developers behind Ultrawings 1 and 2, probably the best flying game on standalone VR. And then he also just came out with a new game that's, big reason we have him on today, but I'm sure we'll cover a lot of topics. We're talking about Super RC as well, his newest game. So, Chris, I know you've been on the show a couple years ago.
How many years ago? Was that 3?
Geez, I say a couple. It might have been 2022.
I think it was almost 3 years ago.
That is crazy how fast things go. And the industry's a very different place these days, to say the least. But for our listeners that maybe weren't VR users yet, didn't listen to the podcast yet back then, do you mind doing a little intro of yourself? Tell them, who you are and what you do over at Bit Planet Games.
Yeah, I'm the studio director, I guess you could say, CEO, designer, producer, kind of all rolled into one. We're a small team of, I think we're at 9 now, including myself. VR focused developer, and we just released a sort of RC car game called Super RC. Yeah, it's if you love RC cars, this is kind of a dream come true, right? And you don't have the money to spend on it, which is equally a dream come true. So,
it's funny you kind of like shuffled game and something. I almost want to call it a simulator. Like it feels like an RC car simulator.
No, dude, we're gonna even sell less copies than Ultrawings.
That's funny. That's funny. But Super RC really nailed that RC car feel.
The minute that I put the controller in my hand and was turning the wheel, I'm like, oh man, because that's the only struggle with RC cars when you're on like a full track is the point of view you have as the spectator, as your control. Nailed it, because I'm like, oh, this is no different than a struggle I would have going into a corner that might be into a distance. There's a flow that you got to go. There's a real science behind these cars, dude.
Did you race, or have you raced RC cars? Or been to a track?
I've been to numerous tracks. I'm race. No. Have I been on a track with other cars and it was for fun? Yes. More of like those, go back to like probably the late 80s. They're big meaty tires, a lot of trucks, fucking gas powered. Oh, dude, they were sick, but they're so expensive. And it's like you need the modification parts, you need tires, you need different little engine things. It's a real culture of
it's a lot more expensive than $7.99 on the Quest store.
Dude, not even funny. You can't even look at the batteries for $7.99.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just to bring that value to it, especially like I don't know how much I want to spoil of the experience, but there's certain aspects of like that excitement you really would have.
Oh, I'll spoil it. You talking about the unboxing?
Yeah.
The unboxing part was so cool.
Okay. So yeah, the unboxing was legit. It's like you get
the
that
box cutter.
Oh, dude, the box is huge. So you're like, this, I just spent a lot of money on a real RC car. This is the real deal. And you have to fucking put it together. Excuse my language. But
we should have made the whole game. I often joke that we should have just made a whole game of unboxing shit, and then it would sell millions. It would probably sell millions. Like it's just unboxing. It's like the ASMR of games. Just unboxing.
No, I can't disagree, because there's that initial excitement. I remember when we were in party chat, and you're like, "Oh, dude, I gotta unbox it," and then like it gets better than that. Put the wheels on. Put the fifth wheel on the back. I mean, come on. Man.
It was clearly experienced VR user and dev made in the sense that like, a trap somebody might fall into is like you grab it and then it instantly comes off. But no, you have to like slide off the box. You have to really pull it out. It really feels like a good.
I was like, where do I put shit? And I'm like, oh, I can put it wherever I want right now. That's pretty.
Yeah.
No, I was like, and that's just the intro.
It's an authentic unboxing system.
Well, the RC part's authentic too, but no, I was definitely excited from
It's all about the unboxing, bro.
right with the interactions. I was like, wow, they really went hard on the interactions.
But here's where it's weird. From where this developer / company was with Ultrawings 2, which is like, come on. I expected the dynamics of the game to function good. I expected my car to perform like it should. I expected my hand to feel legit, even though there's no sensory on the hands right now in VR, but it felt good.
Mm-hmm.
But I have it, that is a testament to what was Ultrawings and Ultrawings.
It's the struggle
2.
when you make a really good game. People get high expectations. Like, you loved Ultrawings 1 and 2. So
Dude,
like you said, there was no doubt in your
mind. You can go back
mind.
and listen to that interview. It's like, I still feel the same way today about it. It's like, it's a good experience. There's feelings of flying that instantly felt real. You felt I don't mean to go talk about your other
fine.
project, but it felt good. I'd challenge anyone. Yeah, go listen to it. I have nothing bad to say about Ultrawings.
Great game. And
I would say now, even after because we released a ton of updates for Ultrawings 2, right? That made it far more, improve the UX. Let's put it that way. Improve the UX, right? You don't have to land every time now, right? You can skip the landing. You get a lower medal, but you know, it's the trade-off, right? If you want to be a lame-o and not land the plane, then you get, less money. Sucks to be you, so to speak, but at least you can progress. So I still think, pound for pound, it is the best flying game on standalone hardware. And notice how I use the word game. It is not a simulator. Ultrawings is not a simulator. Super RC is not a simulator. Go watch any crazy ass videos of RC car racing, and that it is what we produced is not like that at all. It's much more usable. That's the only thing.
Well, I still crashed a lot in Ultrawings even as a game, but no, jokes aside, it's smart to add those.
I crush it in Ultrawings, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I was gonna say it's smart to add the
and
skipping.
you have variety. That's what makes it very special too. And it should be noted. You're not one dimensional 1942. It's always going to be World War II, only World War II, which is all I seem to see in the.
But the decision to skip the landing is smart just for those players. But if you ask me, in a game like that, like the taking off and the landing is like, that's two of the most fun spots.
It's starting a damn thing.
Yeah. Come on.
That's,
so good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. If you think about flight simulators, right? The best parts of them, and I'm not using Ultrawings 2, but again, flight simulators. I distinguish between the two, or distinction, I should say, distinction between the two. Take out like the best part. I've watched TikTok streams, live streams of people playing Flight Simulator, right? Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, it's a phenomenal, realistic experience, but the best parts are the takeoff and the landing. I mean, let's be honest, right? When you're just flying through the clouds, like, ooh, nice clouds, volumetric clouds, all that look great, but there's a reason why pilots go to sleep. I'm kidding. Really in the middle of flight. Anyway,
Ultrawings did a great job of the in-air challenges and rings and all of that.
And he's exactly right with Microsoft, because I play almost nightly.
Oh, you'll set it to just the auto go.
Well, not even. I do the career mode. So long story short, as long as you do the minimum of helicopter, it'll say go to 1,800 feet, and then it gives you the option to skip right to the landing. Plane, it might say go to 30,000 feet, and it'll say skip right to the landing.
Because everything in between is
boring.
Because
he's 100%.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do flying at 30,000 feet for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There really is nothing. So they do skip it, go right to the landing.
Yeah. When I said Super RC almost a simulator, that's just on the quality of how good it felt, authentically it felt.
The graphics are good.
I can understand the apprehension. Some people get very put off by the word simulator, whereas you get excited by the word simulator. Sometimes it does.
I'll throw it on anything.
It does push away some developers. So I definitely get the hesitancy there. But I got to ask, how I can imagine the temptation maybe was to do an Ultrawings 3 or whatnot. How did you come up with the idea for a Super RC for this game, Super RC?
Yeah, that's a good question. After Ultrawings 2 came out, and I mentioned on when I was on the podcast before, and I've mentioned it a few times. We were super proud of the game. It was everything we wanted it to be and more. And the combat was phenomenal. It's something that you don't really see with this type of game is that short 5-minute loop that the combat wasn't endlessly circling around enemies, and everything just flowed really well. Tons of variety, like you said. So but we come out and we're happy with the reception. You guys loved it. All the major VR sites loved it. Gave us perfect ratings. And yet the competitor outsold us probably 10-1. And the game that our closest competitor, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, I'm tired of beating around the bush about this. It was terrible. It was terrible. I said it. Terrible. I've played it. I'm not just saying this because I'm biased. It generally is like almost AI directed game. I mean, there was just no nuance to it. It was 5 mission types and it just recycled them over and over again. And difficulty just was fairly arbitrary, and it just was not hand built, right? It was programmer built in the worst possible way, not designer built. And so, but because they looked real, right? And the screenshots definitely looked better than they weren't stylized. It looked like a traditional flight simulator. Outsold us. So we just kind of were like, well, the consumer has spoken, and I say that a lot. And so we kind of went back and we're toying around with what to do next. And we had a couple ideas that were not at all like more action adventure type games, which probably should have done. But we came up with what if we took the Ultrawings sort of structure and made RC cars. So have a bunch of RC cars, have a bunch of have racing, have other sort of lighthearted sort of challenges, have stunts with the basher, crawlers with the crawler, all these things, right? And you paid the $20 or whatever, and you got it, and you got all the cars, and you unlocked them just like you did Ultrawings style, where you unlock them over time based on your performance and so on and so forth. That's how we had made the game, working on the game for about 1.5 years until everything kind of changed. And the store dynamics completely changed. And so we changed the business model, and then threw away all of the kind of lighthearted stuff that we had originally planned, because a lot of it was just it wasn't where I wanted it to be. And we put racing as kind of a focus, and online racing as a focus, and single player as well. And that's how we ended up with what we kind of ended up with. And it's still not, it's an early access, so it's still not done. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Big nut.
So whom on the team? One of y'all has to be in the RC cars.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah. No, it's not me. No, I didn't have the money growing up for anything like this. And I didn't have like a parental figure that could take me out and drive cars around. And I lived in apartments my whole life, and space is limited, and you really need a house, and you really need a neighborhood, and really, proximity to skate parks. And so, no, it was our development director, Kenny. He is a big RC guy growing up. And he built and did helicopters for a long time, decades. And so he, without him, there's no way the feeling would have been where it is at. He knew exactly what to do, because I didn't. I mean, I don't, he sent me a drift car like a 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. He sent me a drift car. I've never driven a drift car in my life. He sent me a drift car, and I loved it, but I loved it for about 10 minutes until I realized that I didn't have the floor. I didn't have the smooth garage space or the smooth concrete that you need for drift cars, right? In order to actually drift. I didn't have that. So where am I going to go to drift with this thing, right? It's in my closet, right now. It's been in my closet for, a year and a half. So
Well, that's the benefit to the VR version. You just need the space
Cost
of
is
you,
significantly different.
and the space requirements are significantly different.
Sit down if you want.
Yeah, I live in too busy of a neighborhood, I'll say, to be able to set up ramps on the street and go flying over them and stuff like that. So definitely the possibilities are much bigger in VR, to say the least.
They have indoor tracks you can bring your
Mhm.
cars to. But again, it's a you better be prepared for a dangerous expense.
Well, and then you go to a public place like that. The reality is sometimes, people get a little elitist when they're big fans of it. In real life, you're the new guy. Sometimes it can be a little
Oh no, it's
overwhelming.
100%. There's people who like have like the best little gas fillers, the
Mhm.
best tires. I'm telling you, it's a culture.
They see you struggling.
is.
So it might be a
Yep.
little nerve-wracking versus with this. I mean,
They have
dude,
a
it's
pit
just
crew,
you.
dude. Like they have legit pit crews.
Yep.
I love it.
And I'm telling you, watch a video. They catch
Mhm.
these cars at like Mach speeds and they're like, I don't even
It's
know.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
too fast. I appreciate the I'll take the VR version.
So with the game in early access, what else do you want to see come to it? Because if the functions, it feels smooth, it feels very polished. I didn't have any like frame rate drops. I didn't have any game crashes.
Only crashes were my bad.
Yes. I mean game crash in terms of like the game closing, but I definitely crashed in game itself. With the RC car, but yeah. What else would you like to see it come between now and a full launch?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever, I mean, at some point it'll be a full launch, I think. So we have 4 other cars that are coming down the pipe. The next one, which we're going to get it out the door next week, is the crawler. So are you guys familiar with crawlers?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm not. He is. I'm not. I don't know what a crawler is.
They're 4x4s, right? And people take them out to usually to wide open sort of adventure spaces. Train. I mean, train. You take them to a park or take them to. They don't even take them like a green belt. Take them to a green belt. Let's put it that way. Not really a park. Um, and they drive them, or they create these crazy dioramas in their attics or the garages out of styrofoam, and they paint them in really elaborate things, and they drive these tiny little 1/10 scale 4x4s around this train. So that's what we did. We created it's the second most popular RC car subgenre out there. So we created this whole 4x4 system, the car that looks like a Jeep. And you have a crawler track editor that you can basically build your own crawler courses and meticulously drive from point A to point B around 4x4 terrain, basically.
The courses that people will build are insane. And no, the video footage that you'll get it's pretty cool, man.
Okay. Is that going to be a paid DLC in this one, or is that going to be a free update?
It's going to be paid. It's going to be paid. That's kind of the business model we aim for. Is the cars are all sort of in-app purchases, but you get single player content. You get to create the track creator. Eventually, we'll have multiplayer. I think multiplayer. It'll be just like it is now, where you can play with the cars for free in competitive multiplayer. But if you want single player stuff and the customization, you pay the one-time purchase.
That's very generous, to be honest with you. I've seen some games you don't pay, you don't get anything,
No.
But it's smart to
And
still
the price of the overall game isn't gouging at all. So.
No, and even the DLC packs. I'll go back to the store page in a second, but it's like I see the 4-wheel drive course truck. It's $6.99. It's very affordable for what you're getting out of it, especially with such a low base.
Dude, the
game price.
Track editing that's a whole game within itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love our track editor stuff.
Almost overwhelming with the possibilities. You're like, oh snap!
I can really do anything.
I put a ramp somewhere and was like, all right, but there's so much more you can do.
And the first time we went to go race each other in it, we accidentally went into the course editing mode first. So it's cool that you can even do course editing.
For a second, I thought it was on me to build the course. For a second, I was like, oh shit, dude, don't put it on me to do this. Not out of the gate, but no.
But the fact that you can course at it like that, even with your buddy,
Mhm.
is insane. So a lot of potential here. Of course, something we do speak about a lot is the store is a very different place. But since the day they lifted out App Lab and got rid of that and went to an open store, it's definitely not the same spot it is,
Well, this is a company that's been around for a lot of
yes,
years in the ecosystem. So
you've seen the full ebbs and flows of standalone VR to say the truth, but I mean, really polished games, in my opinion, used to get a lot more attention when they released. Now it's drowned out by endless dozens of Gorilla Tag clones and poop throwing simulators and that kind of stuff. I mean, the game has right now it's a 4.5 with 28 reviews, whereas Ultrawings 2, you see it, over 1,000 reviews. It's just an overall different market of the store, to say the truth on it. Has it been a little bit tougher to get eyes on the game for you since it's no longer a curated store?
Um, yes, I think. How should I put this? The I think we created the game for a smaller market than Ultrawings. I think it boils down to and this was a risk. We knew this going in. We're like, we think more people know about RC cars, and more people want to drive RC cars, especially the sort of younger demographic. But I think we were wrong. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that market is tiny, and that Venn diagram of like RC car owners or enthusiasts and VR headset owners is that there's just the tiniest overlap, and I think that's one factor in the problem with where we're seeing what we're seeing with like the initial sales. The other problem is that the MetaQuest store has turned into the app store on mobile phone without the uh, eyeballs of the app store of mobile phones. So you have to spend an enormous amount of money uh, or get lucky with user acquisition, and or you have to be a meme game, and there's kind of that's it, and I think it's hard to gain traction at this point, and you don't have the eyeballs of the app store, so you have to really spend a lot of time on TikTok because that's where everybody is now, um, where games are surfaced, where people are buying games from is TikTok. Um, I think if we didn't do TikTok campaigns that we're doing now, or will be done for the last month, I think there'd be even less eyeballs and less, uh, people buying the game. So I look at no one get like look at UG VR. Have you guys looked at that at all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1,400 reviews in a weekend.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's now the third highest rated game on the store.
well, monkeys and dinosaurs. If it's appealing definitely to kids, and
Monkeys, dinosaurs, and it's free.
it's unfortunate spot that the stores moved to. When they first announced that they were getting rid of App Lab, we spent 3-4 months every week saying like,
Mhm.
this is a bad idea.
Don't do it.
Like it's so easy to get your
Don't
game
do it.
lost in Steam or in app stores, like you mentioned, like mobile phone app stores. Like that's not the model we should move to. There's a whole bunch. There's other open stores. Let them stay open. But I've always felt like that having a open app lab where as long as you pass the minimum technical requirements and content requirements with what can't be on there, but like really anyone can go on. That was great. But then having an official curated store, I mean, the reality is you are going to miss some good games that probably should be on the official
But
store.
they could get on the store.
And the movement now, I see games go from early access to full launch, and like it almost feels like a non-existent marketing beat.
Yeah, nothing changes.
Yeah, whereas like when a game graduated from App Lab to the official store, it was a big freaking deal. And I feel like that early access to full launch doesn't have the same momentum to it. And I mean it's not 26 reviews isn't really anything to feel down and bad about. It's actually pretty good when you look at it like a game with a huge name like Star Wars Beyond Victory. They got 101 reviews right now. That's Star Wars. It's been out for like 3 weeks. You know, I think it's like you said, if it's not free or memeable meme game, you know, it's definitely a tough market
It,
with just the
it's
amount
a
of
tough
games out
hill to
there.
climb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's just too many games on the store coming out. Even Reach doesn't have like the reach that you would think it would, just to be silly with puns. It's unfortunate, you know, because really good games like Super RC or, you know, if Ultrawings 2 launched these days, you know, maybe it wouldn't have 1,000 reviews. And it's the sad reality of going to an open market. Whereas like games like UGG, I think if there still was App Lab, they would still get attention from that market.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Gorilla Tag did phenomenal.
yeah,
at
tens
App
of thousands of
Lab.
reviews on App Lab.
They did not need to go to the store to those. You know what I'm saying?
Even
It's
a
like,
paid game like Ghost of Tabor did great on App Lab.
crushed
You know,
it.
I feel like that the games that would have done good on App Lab, like, are the games that are doing now would still do good on App Lab, but all you did was, you know, really destroy the reach of.
I just don't understand the thought process behind
Well, it's
dismantling
worse.
something.
Curation worked. It was
Mhm.
working beautifully, and people were you could make a business case to make a VR game, make a good VR game. Your odds of success were much higher than they are now. Um, it worked. It was working just fine. No one wanted a change. No one wanted this change. It was just sprung on, this is what we're doing. Surprise, take it up the butt now. And that's and that's basically what happened. And I will also say that gosh, I lost my train of thought. I am so angry at at what is done. And that it's hard for me to express just how upsetting the whole situation is. Yeah,
No, again, I mean, you all the ones, especially you. I mean, again, it's not like you made a game this year. You've been around.
You've seen the other
years.
side of it.
You've seen like the rise of it, the push of it, the possibilities of it, the ability to make a living off of it. And essentially, you know, I mean, we talked to a lot of people, dude. They're feeling it, and it's like
They were feeling it in Connect 2024, let
and
alone
it's like
a year and a half later.
I'm like, what is the thought process? Like, what meeting took place that this was presented and sold as a positive idea?
It's worse. This is what I wanted to bring up. You go on the store, on the mobile phone store, right? People used to buy games from the Meta store on the app, right? That no longer is the case. They don't. They know this. What they've turned the Meta app into Horizon Worlds, you know, Roblox clone, right? That's what they turn their mobile app in. You go load it up. It's not the store that comes up, right? The store is buried deep. You have to like access a menu in the upper left-hand corner and then select the store from that. And, you know, it's a multi-step process, right? Now you just load it up and it's all about Horizon Worlds. Just jump into Horizon Worlds. And that's why no one buys games from the store anymore. They buy it from TikTok. So you have to have a TikTok campaign or you won't get noticed at all.
It's 100% true. I've said it. We've both said it for months, like over a year now. It's like, there was even a time where when we were at Connect, I was sitting there with a group of 3 or 4 people, and we all even had a different store interface on our screen. I mean, all of it was buried, but like there's not even like consistency that you could walk people through and go, well, first do this. Like it was like A, B, C, D, E, F, G tested. And yeah, it's all Horizon World focused. Even when I go on my headset, they'll push me worlds where it'll be like there's 15 users in there. And I'm like, why is a world with 15 people in it first thing I see?
Front page attention?
Yeah, not even front page. Like first thing that boots up when I open up my headset, I'm like, versus games that like
it's a problem.
Cost tens of thousands to make, a whole team made. It's almost disrespectful to me. Like,
well, I mean, or just call it the Horizon Worlds headset and not let other people sell shit on it and have these companies go to a competitor. I mean, because it's if you're gonna make it that difficult to have a business, it's like, what the fuck?
I just what I would do is, and I've told this to them, you know, but it's the people I talk to, it's not their fault, right? It's the people that made these decisions are much higher up than them. But I'm like, why don't you just create a separate app? Create a Quest app that's just a store, and you access it, and it surfaces all of the great games on Quest, and have a curation team, and then you have your Horizon app that is your Roblox competitor that you so desperately want to push, right? I mean, no one asked for a Roblox competitor. No one asked for, Roblox. But, Roblox is what it is, and more power to them. And I'll never make a Roblox game. And if I have to make a Roblox game, I would kill myself. But anyway, I'm venturing into different territory here. But I'm off the track here. But yeah, no, I just create a separate app. You got the money to do it, and you got the marketing resources to push it out to everyone. I mean, what's the downside? I mean, there's,
That's a good solution
here's
too.
the thing. You don't even have to make I could go make a the Roblox competitor Horizon app. I could go make it today. Literally, it would take me a day. Go make it, push it out. And I don't even have to support VR. It's not even a requirement. At this point, it's literally apps. It's mobile apps. You don't have to support VR. In fact, they don't even want you to. Seriously, they don't want you to. They released an app a few weeks ago, right? That wasn't VR supported, and they took a lot of backlash. That's all that has to be said. There you go. Rest. I mic drop. That's it.
It's true. I even just dream, like, can we just pretend that the last year and a half didn't happen? Just open up App Lab back up, move a bunch of games back there, and we just carry on like this never happened.
Well, the store app is too simple of a process for anyone corporately to want to do, because it's just too simple and makes too much sense. And like, dude, it just, again, who is the voice at a board meeting to be like, how is this a good idea? Can someone, would you not have said something?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think it was just an echo chamber meeting of like, yeah, whatever you want. It sounds great. This is going to be great.
I think maybe those people at the top doing that.
Horizon World's going to have its place, and it obviously does. They've invested, fucking trillions into it. But
it needs to be a separate thing, completely separate.
A two app solution to the, or again, you get the Horizon headset. It's going to change to that, isn't it?
And we have a game like Reach that's, if you boot it up, it says Oculus Publishing in there when you boot it up. It's at 81 reviews. It's like that should be one of the biggest games of the year. It should be at 300-400
It's too expensive.
Yeah, $39.99 is a lot for a free audience.
That's it.
It's very unfortunate.
Try to release. I had a friend that tried to release a paid mobile game on Apple's App Store. Paid. I'm like, dude, do you not like money? Like, at this day and age, like, really?
Well, it's funny. We went and visited a studio in Massachusetts, and they were telling us that they actually they're now a VR studio, but they joined the VR market when it was, App Lab official store days. And they had told us that they came from mobile games and left mobile games because it all went free. And they're like, it's a race to the bottom in terms of like how much money can you subsidize with marketing and advertisements, and like you said, TikTok campaigns. And TikTok might not have been as big of, back when they were in the mobile business, but it's still the same. And it's like, it's very sad to see the store move that direction, especially because there's not, as of right now, there's not really an alternative for standalone VR. I'm a big standalone VR junkie. I have a PC VR. I use PC VR all the time. But there's something about just being able to put on your headset and just play. And there's not another, Pico, but you can't really buy them in the United States. It's tough because there's not an alternative for
not yet
affordable standalone VR.
It's coming. I feel it in my bones.
It's coming, but
it's coming.
I know it's coming, and next year's going to be interesting and all that. But it's a chicken and an egg problem, right? Meaning, so another one is coming. That rhymes with Smoogle. Here's the thing. I hate to break it to all these people that are looking at Samsung being in the shiny white knight that's coming to save everyone. And are they going to sell 30 million of these things in a year? No.
Hmm.
They're going to sell, they won't even sell 5 million. They won't even sell 1 million. You know, we're talking, my guess is it'll somewhere between PSVR 2 and PSVR 1. No, PSVR 1 outsold PSVR 2 by probably 2 to 1, right? I think it's going to be somewhere between those numbers. I'll be honest with you. So you're going to port it. It's going to be nothing but ports. And Google's not going to, are they going to pay for, you know, look, man, just look at history. Look at history. Look how long it took Sony to surpass, you know, look, it took, like, remember when Sony PlayStation 1 came out? You don't, because you were probably
I had one. I didn't know the market at the time, but I predate the PS1.
And PlayStation 1, you know, came out when Nintendo was like number one, right? 64 hadn't come out yet. It took Nintendo, like, it took a major blunder for Sony to, like, freaking knock it out of the park. PlayStation 1 was amazing. It was relatively inexpensive. The CDs were freaking cheaper compared to the cartridges that you would used to, right? And then 3D was like the thing. And then it took Sony a lot of money. Remember, they were funding first party content. I mean, you know, a lot. I worked for a studio where that made Twisted Metal and Jet Moto. And so, you know, that was those, you know, I'm just saying Sony had to put out a lot of money to build that ecosystem, to build those brands, to build that IP, to build build PlayStation to what it is now, you know. And it took Nintendo, like, you know, Nintendo and Sega major, you know, they stumbled quite a bit for that to happen, right? You need something like that. That's it. You need something like that.
And it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, you make a good point about the millions of headsets on the, like, Quest has such good brand recognition at this point when people look for Christmas gifts for their kids or for friends.
Well, price affordability.
$299 is like really hard to beat, you know? So, I mean, it's funny you bring
it in the door.
Sometimes people criticize Meta about, you know, oh, they sell the hardware at a loss and stuff, but that was the console playbook for decades.
Yeah. Xbox took a loss.
That's how I grew up. That's what I grew up knowing, is like, no, they don't make money on hardware. They make money on
made you feel
selling
better
games.
Spending money too. You're
yeah,
like, I know they're losing money on it, so I'll buy it.
So the reality is, like, people criticize Meta about that, but unless somebody else subsidizes like that too, which is the old school playbook, it's nothing new. Like, it's probably going to be hard to make a dent in the industry.
I mean, Google could if it wasn't Google.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they 100% could do it with no problems.
They have the resources, sure.
At the end of the day, it's Google, and it's just
they could kill it tomorrow.
One email away from being destroyed for no fucking reason.
Dude, they bought whole studios for Google Stadia.
Dude, I'll never sign a contract with Google unless it's got retirement money written on it, because I know I'm going to get shit canned, you know, within a week. It's just,
I mean, you go. You brought up Stadia. There you go. That's why I just don't. Everybody you know, Samsung's not really that much better. Not really. They're somewhat better, but not really. They're not a gaming company. Google's not a gaming company.
It's gonna take somebody willing to put out a standalone headset.
Yeah, it's gonna take
some fat costs per headset sold, and just rely off, you know, selling the money. But beyond it being Google too, I'm also a little skeptical of, you know, the Android XR stuff, because I go to the Google Play Store on my phone, and that's not what I want a storefront to look like, you know.
Right.
They have like fake.
So I think we agree the 2-app process is the easiest solution for developers.
We had it
for consumers.
Good. We were there. It was like the best model
ever.
You got
the kids app over there. You've got the adult app.
You have a curated store and a non-curated store, both in the same ecosystem. It was.
I mean, how much money do you think they're really saving by doing what they did?
Yeah. I think that they were probably making a lot more money on it. They get 30% of sales per game.
All right, here's $1 million question, because I know when App Lab existed, the relationship between the developer and Meta was pretty tight. I've heard a lot of positive things of the individual relation. That still exists, though, correct?
What do you mean?
Meaning, like,
people used to tell us about having like dev relations people and like
Yeah.
a direct person to coordinate with.
Yeah. I really we've had 3 dev relations that work with us in the well, really 4, but yeah, so really 4. And the first one that we had now is like heads up a whole division of Oculus publishing. The second one left. I was I was pretty close with the second one. He kind of helped. He was a real champion of Ultrawings 1 and 2, big champion. Third one, a lot of friction, and then initially, and then ended up becoming friends. And now the fourth one, we're both kind of hard headed, and that was the fourth one though. Phenomenal, great. They really care. I mean, I'm a big fan of his. He comes from IGN, which is weird because I like IGN. I kid. I'm friends with people over there, but journalists, hit or miss, but definitely a hit. And I talk. I mean, I talk with him almost on a weekly basis. I mean, we text each other and we hung out quite a bit at Connect, and so I like working with them. I like working with Meta. And the Oculus Publishing Group is separate from the people that dictate the store policies. I just things got to change, or you get the big gorillas at the top that eat up everything, and everybody else is fighting for scraps, which is basically what is happening right now.
Well,
Totally.
That well will dry. And I asked the question just because I kind of knew it was a loaded answer on my end, that just so people knew the relationship developers have with the meta reps, it still remains a positive experience, regardless of the fact that it's just a much harder struggle. I just hate that for over a year, dude. We've been screaming to the highest mountain.
At this point, the App Lab removal was a year and a half ago. It was August 2024. So we've been planning about it for almost 2 years.
Because when they announced,
we've been planning about this point for almost 2 years.
You know what angers me the most about the whole thing, this whole situation? There isn't a number 2. In the days of the game industry, there's always been a number 2, right? Atari, Coleco, Nintendo, Sega, Sony, everybody else. I mean, it's like at one point in North America, it was Microsoft and Sony. Remember 360 era? That was like they really had Sony biting at their heels a bit. Not necessarily anywhere else, but North America. But still, I mean, that was something. There isn't a number 2. Sony had the opportunity to be a number 2. They did, but they cocked it all up when they decided to release PSVR 2 to PlayStation 5 and not be standalone. I really believe that. They had an opportunity. They had it.
I'm with you. We've been looking at a PSVR 2 for over a year now. We've always debating
since last Christmas.
But it's a lot of friction to need both a console and a headset. I mean, at this point, the PSVR 2 is a good price. It's like a $350 headset, but you need to buy the console too.
$700 console.
Well, if you want the Pro, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the technology is phenomenal. I mean, I mean, it's a great headset, but it's wired, and that's just kiss of death. I'm sorry to say that. It's just kiss of death.
And like,
they had it. They could have done it. They could have been a contender. They could have, they have the IP. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If Sony dropped a standalone VR headset just off name value of PlayStation
in the future, you never know.
Hopefully. And
I don't see it, but
that $300 to $500 range too. It's such a money point. It's giftable. You can justify it on do I just do it? Yeah, I'll pull the trigger and do it. It's a very affordable price range. And that's what happened to us with the Oculus Quest 2.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed one and you went, shit, you got it? Like, bought it the same day. Because why? It was $300, $350.
It was not the end of the world.
It's so easy to justify. But once you have to get multiple pieces of equipment, and
not that having the PS5 is a bad thing, but
And it's not to say that it's a bad headset either. Like,
It's like having to buy the PC.
people love those headsets, and rightfully so. But there is something to be standalone, and you only need one piece
Dude,
of
you can
equipment.
travel with it.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa. That's
I mean,
one.
Yeah. It's not really even debatable. There's nothing to, right?
Right.
To me, it's
no,
not.
I agree.
There are very vocal. There may not be as many numbers as they might sound online, but there is a crew that will argue against what we're saying. But it's, in my opinion, there's a reason that the Quest sold, tens of millions of headsets, and
I mean, the
it's
data
standalone.
is the data. Yeah. The
And
data
like
is the data. Everything else is just noise.
No, I agree with that. But I don't want this whole thing to be just the obvious woes of the industry that shit, we don't sell games. We're just doing a podcast, and it's obvious to us, and we don't even have the user, how many people are visiting your page, how many people are buying it, the conversion.
Obvious.
We don't even have that data, and it's obvious to us just looking at store reviews.
We have a lot of human data.
Yeah, we talk with a lot of developers. I mean,
a lot of human data.
When we went to Connect 2024, they had just done the Switch, and we had developers telling us, like, I don't know if I can survive 3 months with it trending how it's trended. And we're a year and a half in, and nothing's really changed. If anything, it's gotten worse. So it's very unfortunate. But hopefully somebody, dips their head in a bucket of water and has a moment of clarity and things change at the top. But I'm not too optimistic there. But still my go-to headset, still the store I love the developers on the ecosystem, and I'll always be campaigning for it and championing it and hoping that things turn a corner. But on the Super RC side, I think if I understood correctly, you referenced at the start that when the store switched, you made some design differences, like you scrapped some stuff about it.
Yeah.
What was the initial direction that you were going to go with the game?
It was Ultrawings, but with Super RC, sort of Ultrawings structure. Play through a bunch of random kind of gamey kind of challenges with cars, unlock cars over time. That was it, really. It was
probably a higher price point.
It was supposed to be, it was $20. And you get everything. And then, we saw where the store ended up being, or how it changed and evolved into what it is now. And so we tried to go, we're too expensive now. I mean, I hate to say it, the game's too expensive now. We have to go free. We have to. I don't think it's unavoidable. We looked at Moto X. Moto X has found a lot of success on the store, and they adopted a $7.99 price point, and you go in and there's a ton of in-app purchase stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, it's almost an amazing amount of and they do currency, right? Everybody does this currency, premium currency. We thought we would be friendly to the consumer and just do one-time purchase, because it feels like you can go to the hobby shop, the virtual hobby shop we created. You can try the cars, you press the buy button, you go back to your home, the box is there, you unbox it. It's the whole thing. We thought people would dig that. And I think even now, the number one comment on any TikTok video we release is, is it free? Is it free? Is it free? It's too expensive.
Well, I think if people still use their mobile app, like, I think that there is a gamer mark, like there are Quest users that would love this, and they would love that price point, and they would even like the Ultrawings 2 model of pricing. They don't have the opportunity to find it because they're not on TikTok and they're a little bit older, or but these users still exist, in my opinion. But how you reach them without having that organic store traction, that's a question. Tough. That's the $1 million question, literally.
Ultrawings still sells at the price point that it does every month. It still sells decent. I mean, for a game that's as old as it is, it's had an incredibly long tail.
There's not many flying games on standalone like that.
Exactly. It's like, who's it competing against itself?
Yeah.
For what it is. It's like nobody stepped up to be like, oh, I'll do that.
So would you ever go and make an Ultrawings 3 after having now put out Super RC?
I would, but it would be a completely. So here's my idea for another Ultrawings. Tell me what you guys think. I want to bounce some ideas off of fans of the first one. I'm gonna really try to get this thing, and I don't, I'm tired of like kind of being in my own little world or our own little world and not talking about stuff until we're ready. Fuck that. This is a new era. So here's what I want to do. I want to take Ultrawings to multiplayer, which is still played today across all platforms, Quest and PSVR 2. The multiplayer that we did, it's pretty bare bones. I mean, it's not, you can't really build a whole, like, it's not a whole game in and of itself, but I want to turn it into more full featured experience where you have your PvP, but with more aircraft, with different styles of play, and then PvE. So a sort of co-op campaigns that you can join up and play. Okay, so that's the multiplayer part of the thing, and there's that would be free. Okay, that would be free, and you could there's in-app purchase stuff for cosmetics, and then you can just earn, that traditional free-to-play model, right? I'm not trying to rock the boat here. But then you have a campaign that everybody loved from Ultrawings 2 style, right? That's a separate $15 purchase that basically takes, all of the planes from that one, plus adds like 3 new planes, adds 3 new environments, has aircraft carrier is like your home base, and it's about taking the fight to the enemy's territory. If you played through all the way on the second one, we ended kind of on a cliffhanger. This would be picking up from that story and going to the enemy's homeland and basically invading them instead of them invading you. And new aircraft, some jets, some attack choppers, that same low elevation kind of gameplay that we're kind of known for, but add in, F-14s and maybe even stealth bomber and that sort of thing. And so that's it. So you have the free to play stuff that's multiplayer focused, right? That has PvE, has PvP, and then you have a one-time purchasable campaign, that is the Ultrawings 2 style of like, progression, right? And that's it. That way you get all the players that will download it, the free stuff, and then if you want, you can go and you can buy that campaign for that one time.
I swear to you, I believe that is the winning model.
Mhm.
It's like you get the free to
was
play
thinking it when
audience
I was-
that wants online, give
It's
them
the
for
perfect
free.
one. It's almost like you're giving just a smidge too much for free.
But then for the people that want that single player, they're
Well-
generally people that pay for games anyway.
The hook,
That's the market.
The hook on the if you play the free and enjoy it and know that over there is 3 different aircraft and 3 other
A
environments,
single player campaign.
single
like
player
Yes.
that you're never going to touch unless you bid. $14.99 is reasonable.
$14.99, $19.99, whatever
Although
it is.
I believe $19.99 for the whole damn thing.
I
would
think
be
that is the
reasonable,
winning
but
model, though. That way,
yeah.
all those TikTok users that
You
go,
get
is
the
it free?
downloads.
Yeah. Is it free? Yeah. Free for you. And then when your dad wants to play and actually play a grown up game, you got the paid campaign over there too. I think that is the winning model.
That is, I mean,
I swear I was even going to suggest something like that.
in a
on this.
conformability sense, it's the winning model by today's standards. I would.
Yeah.
That works.
I think it has to be that. Yeah, has to be that.
Yeah, you check the boxes. I got free. I got DLCs. I've got the ability to purchase. It's like, what do you? The only thing you got to do is put it in Horizon Worlds.
Yeah. The thing. Yeah, shoot me now. But the thing that I like about this is that we can kind of turn the multiplayer into almost a. I mean, I don't want to use this term, but I'm going to use it because there's no other term to use. But I'd like to make multiplayer almost a games as service type of thing where, you can change. So the PvE aspect of it, what I was thinking of is it'd be mini campaigns. Like you and your dad could play through this mini campaign, and it's like one of those things where once if someone dies, they're dead. Like there's no coming back. You kind of have to start the campaign over again, right? This campaign would take, maybe 30 minutes at most. And then every month a new campaign would come in, right? Be added. And so, every month just a new campaign comes in, and it's just, it mixes up the aircraft they're using. You can't just use all of them. It's aircraft specific. Um, and yeah, and then maybe there's rewards that you get for completing the campaign that are limited for just to that campaign. So when the new one comes in, those rewards go out the window, and the new rewards come in. And this rewards are skins and cosmetics and that sort of thing. It's stuff for your avatar, because the idea is that when you launch the game, you spawn into an aircraft carrier. Everyone spawns into an aircraft carrier. Like probably, I don't know, up to 20 people or however, 20 some players, right? Spawn into an aircraft carrier. You can all mingle around and all that. So anyway, I'm going to try to get this thing done, like signed, published. We publish it, but funded, all that. I just think it makes sense.
I think so too. I think that there's a huge market for this.
As someone that enjoys your flying experiences, yeah, please, sooner the better.
And again,
selfishly.
I want to launch it like in February of 2027. So like about a year and a few months. We'll reuse all the core systems from.
I was gonna say your mechanics work.
It's hard to
I'll
to
do
improve
crazy
that.
shit in some of those planes. I mean, it works. Feels good.
Yeah, it's not even that it works. It's like it's polished.
Not broken.
It's really damn good. So yeah, it's not like you'd have to rebuild that from the ground up.
Good business model.
Yeah, I think that's the one. But in the meantime, like if you're one of those users that want premium VR experiences, go check out Super RC. It's like,
dude, there's a lot to do, man.
There's a lot to do. There's multiplayer. The fact that you give the cars for free and
it
online
scratches a
is
lot
amazing.
of itches. Even if you're not an RC, let's say you just like building shit, man. Like the track and creation itself. To me, that's an art.
Hey, huge kudos to your art team as well too, because visually the game is stunning. Like I was blown away by how good the graphics in Super RC was. So whoever worked on the art side, give them a big pat on the back, even if virtual.
Did you guys when you guys played the game, did you find FPV mode? First person view?
Yes. Yeah. I forget what button switches to it, but yeah, that's great for when you turn those tight corners and stuff like that you can't really see from.
Is that the press down on the joystick?
I think it's pressing down on the joystick.
No.
It's a button. It's like
I know I randomly was pressing buttons
in the tutorial part.
Yeah.
It's that button. If you're holding the controller on your left hand, it's what is it? B? Yeah, B. If you're holding it with your right, if you're holding the remote with your right hand, it'd be what Y? Yeah, Y.
Yep. No, I went there. And it's great for the perspective angles. Like I said,
do you know what's crazy though? I prefer the traditional, just being RC. Yeah. Isn't that? So here's the thing. I questioned, would we get multiple views? And of course you got the first person view, but I actually enjoy more I'll say the struggle of controlling an RC car.
Because it feels like real life.
It feels more realistic if I'm standing there watching the car than if I'm physically in it. But I need to know that I can be in it.
Well, that's kind of what I mentioned Star Wars Beyond Victory earlier. That was like the big criticism of it. And I even had it in a lot of ways just because of the way that the view distance loads in. They should have given the option to go inside the pod racing vehicle as well, too. But
how do you make a pod racing game and not be in the pod racer?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I like third person diorama style or like top down isometric. I like that stuff.
It has its place, but
you need the option, just like you did. Like people want to be in a fucking pod.
Well, someone would ask for it.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, what box does it really not check? The price is good.
And so
the gameplay is pretty authentic.
You enjoy the third person or like the real life view.
Yeah.
I guarantee if you didn't have the option to go first person, you'd be like, well, that's something I got to flag up.
Yeah. Like there's no first person.
Oh yeah, dude. and the thing is that came in so late. I got a lot of pushback for this because of kind of what you guys were saying. I wanted to have this feature in 2 years ago, and I was just, and I'm the owner and whatever, but I'm not a dictator, and so sometimes I should be a dictator, but I'm against dictatorships, so I'm in both real life and in the studio life. But anyway, so yeah, it came in late, but I guarantee that if we didn't have this in, I'd be coming on here and you guys be like, "Where's the FPV mode?"
Yeah.
Oh, it would have
You
been the
gotta have
same
that
with
option.
co-op too. If there was no co-op, it would have been the same shit.
Or online race, like no race,
Yeah.
being able to play with each other.
Bro, I can't race my friend.
Imagine if yes. And initially that's what it was. Initially it was like we were not going to have we were going to always have online something, but racing was kind of a very, very distant third. And what a terrible mistake that would have been, because I mean, it's like, how do you have RC cars and not have racing? You know?
Agreed. I mean, I think you guys deliver so much value for $7.99.
I like the direction it's going though.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
I think there's a lot of
I'm
potential
excited
with
for
it
this
for
crawler.
future updates, with more DLC packs to come. Like you said, the crawler
Next
sounds
week.
cool. I need to go next week. Maybe by the time this episode is going to drop, either Wednesday or Thursday.
Yes.
It might drop just in time.
We're going to shoot for Wednesday.
Then I think I got to put out this episode on Wednesday
yeah.
too, you know, just to time it perfectly.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I like the direction. I like the attitude too. You got the right. It's like you're conforming to what needs to be done, and to keep this shit going, and that's huge. Because truth be told, a lot of developers could be like, you know what, I got a lot of experience. I could easily parlay this back to a flat screen career, but you're still all taking those chances and risks for this market that's.
Dude, we can't lose developers like this.
Punishing people on left and right. It's like
my attitude is we've lost enough good studios. Like if you like premium VR games, you like
gotta support, dude.
Go support a studio like this. Like we can't lose people like you at this point.
Been around for eons. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's yeah. In a game like this, when you look at the wants of it, if you go, oh, I want this, I want, maybe somebody would say they want the crawler or whatever. None of it is about, in my opinion, the actual mechanics of the game. Like, it functions good. You have the first person view. You can play online. Like I said, the controls are smooth. There's no point where you go like, oh, I feel like I turned it more and I should have gone. Like, no, the function of the game.
Dude, the car you can even catch the drift around corners.
Yeah.
I mean, legit. Yeah. You can 100%. So if you got that trigger control and dude, it's
anything to add is just content. It's not like the mechanics of the game. So like,
I wonder, is there going to be, now I'm left field in this. I apologize. But like, will there be little dirt bikes or little helicopters you can fly to? It is RC, right? Radio control.
We can kind of do whatever we wanted, but yeah, right? I mean,
now you have the controller. You already got that little controller thing, you know.
I'm flashing back to the member who is wicked into the RC helicopters too. So
Did you guys drive the short course truck, the off-road truck? Did you guys have a chance to check that out?
I've just been fucking around in the car. Even with the opportunity of going in the store and looking at all the shit there, I've just been in my little starter car.
Default buddy.
Yeah. Trying to get comfortable.
Dude, the other cars are crazy. Like the bonkers. And they come with a lot more pieces too. Like the default car is just putting in the tires, right? The other cars, you can swap out the frames and the transmission and the motor, and like, you know, I mean, they're just so different from each other, right? The off-road truck is amazing. The off-road track creator, like, just there's so much variety. That's what I love about the game, is that it kind of sticks with our ethos.
Have you thought of doing, just to steal from all the free-to-play games, because they see so many reviews? I don't know if, you know, they're not my cup of tea, but I often go into the most popular games just for, like, you know, my internal player research and stuff like that, see what they do. I noticed all the biggest free-to-play games, not saying to make this one free-to-play either, just to steal one from their playbook, they all do the, you know, leave us a review prompt, and then they give you some in-game currency.
Yeah.
And you get like giving a car or something, one of the cars for free.
It's pretty genius.
I would leave a review in a second, not saying I didn't, but like, I would leave a review as a consumer. I can imagine, like, you get something, if you're leaving a review, boom, like, they're gonna do it.
I've seen it even linked on the menus.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. You know,
and now with they're gonna have Discord going in soon. The ability, so I mean, that even makes it easier.
Even popular paid games like Dungeons of Eternity has a leave us a review prompt in it, and you get a little reward for it.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. it's on the list of all the other shit that we have to do.
Yeah, it's easy for me to say. I'm not the one actually putting in the development time.
We got to do it. It's something that we're gonna do it sooner rather than later. Like we put in Discord links and TikTok links and all that stuff when you first enter the so we got to do that too.
Also, something my brain instantly goes to, and again, easier said than done, because then you go, well, what would you give for the reward for winning each season, whatnot? But like online leagues and stuff through the Discord and stuff, I feel like could have a lot of potential. Or like weekly races.
I thought of the weekly challenges. I love the concept of whether it be this or something else, but a ever changing
a qualifier to be able to do then the official weekly or monthly big tournament, stream it on.
Dude, I would think RC clubs would also want to jump on this to a degree, because there's a lot going on.
To me, I hope a game like this doesn't get, I don't think that you have any intention of this either. This is just like where my brain, I hope it doesn't get abandoned or dropped, because like there's so much potential. There's definitely a market for it.
It's kind of endless.
It's just,
I don't know if there is, guys. I hate to say that. I mean,
well, you scared me when you broke down the overlap situation going on, because that's probably as real as it's going to get. But
I think that there's
I don't think you have to be an RC person to enjoy this.
I think there's a lot of VR users that aren't being catered to right now with the apps that they see when they log on to their app and their headset. And they just genuinely, like, sometimes, I live in a little bit of a bubble. Like, I talk with hardcore users, I talk with developers. Like, we're all in there. We're following social media pages. We're in Facebook groups. It's the TikTok videos we look at. We're on Reddit, subreddits for VR. It's like we're very in the market. But I think, with 30 million headsets and millions of weekly active users, those Facebook groups, they don't have millions of users in them. You see a Facebook group with 10,000, it's a lot. I think there's a lot of people that go in their headset and they never engage with the ecosystem on social media and groups and stuff like that. And so they never see a game like this, like I'm a believer that there's a lot of VR users that aren't being catered to right now with the content that's pushed to them. And they're just not hardcore enough use. Like, they have families, they have jobs, like VR is an escape for them. They're not going to go. Maybe they don't even use TikTok. Maybe they don't even have social media, I'm a believer these people exist and they're just not being catered to with what's pushed to them. So I don't want to be argumentative. I do think there's a market for it. They just don't know that this exists. What I mean?
Doesn't matter. This is out, early access or not. It's in the wild. So market there or not, it's there. And
it's there.
Place. Yeah. And I wouldn't guess in a million years it would ever be abandoned, just because of
there's so much potential. You look at the top selling games each week for paid apps. Most of them came out 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
they're legacy games, and it's like the momentum of Ultrawings 2 is probably, more than a new game will be able to get, just because of like somebody Google's, flying VR game. They're going to see a whole bunch of stuff on Ultrawings. We're not
going to abandon it, but it's like one of those things where
business comes in. You have to make a business decision at some point.
We have to look at the reality of the situation, be like, it just they're quite possible that there isn't a market for this,
or at least the people that would buy it just they'll never come across it, and I even look at great games that we played. Iron Strike, when it came out, and I really feel like it floated under the radar. It was the sequel to Iron Lights, which was a great game as well. And Iron Strike went free to play after, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And I don't know if that was good or bad for them, but it's like, to me, I'm like, a game like Iron Strike should be able to survive no problem as a paid app, but
the problem with going free to play is that you have to, like,
you can't go back. Like,
you can't go back, but you also need to think of, like, you can't just like release it at 0 and hope people come. It's not like that. You have to adapt to that model, and you have to build retention systems. That's the thing that, I think a lot of us old school, game developers don't think of, they think of retention as like playing through the story, right? When I worked on Saints Row, not to name drop anything, because I was in the
I was in
I was in the media a bit last week because I did an interview. Did you guys catch that at all? No.
I
No.
did not.
It's probably
We will
probably for
now,
the
though.
best. Yeah, you should. I did an interview for this esports website, and I was very vocal about why the Saints Row reboot was a giant failure and what I would do with it. Anyway, but look it up. Anyway, when we didn't have to, our retention systems for Saints Row was like getting through the story, and we had multiplayer and we had all that stuff too, and that was retention. That was retention in of itself, but we didn't use that term retention, right? That didn't even come up in the vocabulary of discussing game development. Now it's like for free, you have to build those hamster wheel retention loops in order to keep people coming back, right? You got
like you said, new campaign every, new 30-minute campaign, and in your idea for an Ultrawings sequel, you had mentioned like every week a new campaign or every month a new campaign.
Yeah,
that's that retention.
Exactly.
That retention box you're going after.
Well, yeah. Plus, with the ability to compete for possibility of getting some. I have an app game. If I could clone it in VR, I would. This thing has me suck. It's a tower defense game, and I'll win like a fucking frame. Do I use it? Nope. But do I try to get it? As well as like limited edition little weapons and shit. No, it's a real. You can hook people good with shit.
You have to think of it. You have to think of it that way, and that's the like. If we were to turn Super RC into sort of a free game, we have to think of retention loops, and it's stuff you brought up already, right? Like the weekly, like leaderboard type stuff, or how much. We have this thing in the game we play multiplayer. We call it ELO ranking. If you guys are familiar, if you're familiar with ELO rankings, yeah.
I know it from online chess originally. It's like your ranking of you're a 2000 player, whatever. Thrill the Fight 2 has it. It's in a lot of online stuff.
Yeah. So we have that too, and it's about where you're at in the leaderboards and how many spots can you climb or stuff like that. I mean, it's not rocket science, but still has to be done. But you need stuff like that, or I think, what's the point of going free to play if you don't have retention loops?
I think this also, I'm not saying to go this route or anybody should, but we've talked about product placement before, and what better way to product placement than my 2026 RC car that I'm willing to pay this guy amount of thousands of dollars to put in his damn game. It's a win-win.
Well,
it's like,
here's the crazy thing. I've contacted Traxxas. I've contacted Horizon Hobby. I've contacted pretty much every big RC car manufacturer. Crickets. And I've done it. I've done it over the course of years. I've, sent them multiple mess. Like, here's the game out. Look at what a perfect way to put your branding in it and stick a car theme, car that you guys produce. Nothing. And I don't know if it's because they don't check LinkedIn. It's possible. I don't know how else to contact these guys, but or because they see us as a threat. And when I meet, yeah,
I could see it, because why would you buy the real thing when
doesn't
dude,
matter.
it's so good in VR.
People are buying RC cars. Trust me. I mean,
they are.
Yeah, it's not like making a couple $100 here. It's like these cars can go for thousands of fucking dollars.
They should. Those companies should have the same mentality like you see Golf Plus with PGA courses. You'll never be able to play on those courses.
Dude, I don't see any RC marketing anywhere in the world. So if I know as a company, like, shit, man, for like minimal, like as far as marketing cost goes, I could put my my real car that you can then go and turn
and maybe people would never actually have the money in real life to buy.
100%.
Now they can use it in VR.
Dude, yeah.
I look at, like, to me, it should be a synonymous relationship, just like Golf Plus and PGA, where like there's all these courses that, look, you might be a big golf fan.
Real tracks too.
You're probably not going to ever play on that course. Yeah, there's going to be RC tracks that you're a big RC fan. Maybe you can't afford the car. Maybe you can't afford the track or to go there, fly there. Now this is your opportunity. One doesn't cannibalize the other, in my opinion. So hopefully,
I don't think it does. Yeah.
Hopefully these companies, they have a little bit of a.
I
check their LinkedIn
I can
messages
afford this game. I can't afford an RC car. So exactly. I'll tell you right now,
Or
But
to
if
fly
I could
to-
go into it and be like, I'm now mentally familiar with these company names that manufacture these cars is pretty damn smart.
you might go,
Why would I want my competitor to have that over me either?
yeah, and look, if you ever go to
Crazy.
buy an RC car, which ones would you look for?
The one I've been driving,
Exactly.
the one I'm comfortable with, that I've
Exactly.
nicknamed, and
So I think you built
pimped
something.
out.
I think you built the foundation of something really good. I hope we see it get attention it deserves, and I don't think any lack of reviews or anything on it or sales is a reflection of the game quality.
No,
26 reviews.
although sales would definitely be nice.
Yes, you hear
28
26
if you include the foreign language version.
Oh, look at that. No, I don't think that shows up in my US store version. But then you look at, like I said, games like Star Wars Beyond Victory, 101 reviews. Titan Isles, one of the best games of the year, co-op wise, 56 reviews right now.
We see it all the time.
Titan Isles should be at hundreds of reviews. Beyond Victory should be at almost 1,000 reviews. Super RC should be at a couple hundred reviews. It's just
Titan
just a
Isles only
reflection.
has 56 reviews. Is
Yep.
that correct?
On the MetaQuest store right now on it, Titan Isles, 56 reviews, 4.8. And it is a fucking gem, It's just a different market right now. And SciTech Games,
like
the guys over there
a
are so
reward
good.
system for incentivizing reviews
Mm-hmm.
without it, becoming basically like a paid thing. Which I
it needs to become a paid thing.
Yeah. Well,
hey, by the way, guys, it's been far too long since I came on. This is my favorite show. I mean, I've only been on it one other time, but it was my favorite then. It's my favorite now. I just love talking to you guys. So
means a lot. We'll definitely have to have you back on.
I don't think we need to wait another two years, 2.5 years.
Far too long.
I want to. Time goes so fast is the problem, But I'll put it in my calendar, like in 6 months, 4 months, whatever. See where Ultrawings 3, one that you're working on. I want to hear more of this. I want to get check-ins from you on air. I think it would be a fun discussion.
Always, from the first interview to this one, we've always said, like, the honesty. It's like you're never gonna meet someone more. Just look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit.
I'm gonna tell you how it is.
This is reality. If it's good, it's gonna be good, and if it's bad, it's gonna be bad. But you're not gonna get. It's not an echo chamber of just
a PR.
It's
Written answer
real.
where it's gone through.
I forgot all my PR training.
Oh, if you ask me, this is what you're doing is great PR. If you want my opinion, it's like people need to be more honest about stuff.
Very real.
That's people like authenticity.
During the promotion of Saints Row, I was put out. I participated in a few promotional sort of events, mostly towards the end. But there was one that I remember very vividly, and that was we were rolling out multiplayer, and we had brought all the press in, and MTV was doing an on-camera interview with me, and they were like, so what can you do in this game? Like, what do you? And I was like, well, you can pimp some hoes and slap them around. And like, I did this and I caught myself mid-sentence, and I was like, is this going to be on TV? And thankfully, YouTube wasn't really a thing back then, and the social media wasn't a thing. Twitter wasn't around. TikTok certainly wasn't around. Facebook wasn't even around. And I was like, THQ was like mortified, and they thought that this was going to be... Anyway.
That was probably the best answer you could have given for Saints Row, though.
Again, the most honest, dude. It's a strong
pimp some hoes
idea,
out
though.
here. Let's go.
That is
not anymore. It's not anymore. No.
Yeah. What a time.
How many games did they come out with, though? Fuck.
Too many. That was the problem.
Too many, too quick.
I think that like the last real gem might have been 2. Saints Row 2.
Some people like
3.
2 or 3 the most. Yeah.
But then it's the series. I mean, people are calling it a GTA competitor for a while.
It was back then, yeah.
You had
it filled the GTA void because you played so damn much of it.
The alternatives to GTA, you had Mafia 2 and you had Saints Row. I've always loved those type of open world,
be an
slap
asshole.
around some, pimp some hoes and slap them around type games.
We will find that interview.
Now I know what I'm hunting.
Yeah. Well, the gist of it is that, I thought that the reboot served no purpose. I mean, that was it. Like, who was it designed for? It didn't have anything to do with the franchise at all. So none of the characters that people know and love were in it. it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same city, but to have no connection with the previous games, you know, it's just was a weird decision. And I don't know. I don't think Volition is the one that made it. I think it was someone else from higher on up. Um, but I was like, and so then they asked, well, what would you do? And I said, well, what I would do, or what I would have done, what I would do still, if given the chance, is to go back and do a prequel to the first one, set it in the 70s, called Saints Row 77. And it's, you know, palling around with all of the people from the first game as teens, and going through that whole sort of period piece aspect of it, but be over the top, be crazy. You know, you can do it with Saints Row, the IP, but not be stupid crazy. Just be, you know, over the top crazy, like we were in the first one and the second one to some extent. And that's what I would do.
That is money right there.
Hopefully someone's listening and you have a little part-time overseeing gig of
I think
that actually sounds very appealing to me.
Dude, that's the way to go with it. 100%. You get to see those characters you love, but like now you get their origin story.
I like full circle when games will do shit like that, and it's very rare.
I think all that happened is Spider-Man fucked things up with the multiverse craze for too much, you know? Everyone's chasing the multiverse.
No one, I was like, I would zag when everyone is zigging. That's the thing I loved about the early GTA 3 when they came out with Vice City, and it was like connected in a roundabout sort of way to the GTA world that 3 introduced, right? It was connected to it, but it was set in the 80s. It was a phenomenal period of time, phenomenal soundtrack. You know, San Andreas was the same, set in the 90s. It's like, you know, now people don't want to take chances, don't want to take risks on that side of storytelling because everything's so expensive. And Mafia 3, which was set in the 60s, did very, very poorly. And, you know, but I mean, they did poorly for other reasons. You know, I would never set a game in the 60s for one, but it's a very turbulent
Mafia 3 didn't
time.
feel like Mafia 2 gameplay wise. Like, yeah, Mafia 2 was special. Mafia 3, not so much.
I own all 3.
The great series.
I liked Mafia 3 from a standpoint of like they took a risk. The 60s is a time period that I'm not sure people really want to relive, right? Really, a lot of bad shit happened in the 60s. Some good stuff, but mostly
Charles Manson simulator out here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. I mean, JFK, I mean, just, you know, number of so many things went terribly wrong in the 60s, and the civil rights movement was a good thing, but like, you know, assassinations left and right. It was just, you know, not a very pleasant time to be around.
Whereas 70s is a little bit more of like the era of love. Like it's a different vibe to it. You can get real silly with the lava lamps, the big, you know, the crazy hairs.
And the
Come on, it's a marketable decade. I agree with that statement 100%.
BG's on the soundtracks, take a Saturday Night Fever and fucking go to the town. Like just go to the walk, have dance clubs with like it's just, man, it's right.
Too much fun, man. Too much fun. Well, I agree. We definitely have to have you back on sooner than, you know, 2 years. We'll have you back on in, you know, 4 months, 5 months, something like that. You know,
just
I'm just be prepared. Be prepared for me to hound you a little bit about where Super RC is going, and also, you know, potential future Ultrawings games, because you've got me hooked on that, you know, that style of it. But Chris, this was a wicked fun interview, about as fun as I thought it would be, if not more fun. So I knew we were in for a treat when we rebooked this one. Again, to the consumers, if consumers, man, VR
so
users,
says my bladder.
If you wanna support good developers, like,
keep them going.
Yeah,
this is the energy
we have
we
to
need.
keep developers like BitPlanet Games in,
or put them in charge.
Yeah, so let them have more, you know, conversations that
Saints
listen
Row
to people.
Or the store.
Yeah, but again, to the consumers, to the listeners, go check out Super RC if you haven't yet. Go check out Ultrawings 1 and 2 as well too.
Start at the beginning, work your way right up the food chain.
Again, it's very important that us as users, we support the studios that deserve it like this. And thank you as always for your candid, you know, and honest answers. It makes for a great interview. Definitely why we got to have you back on. And just overall, best of luck with what's next for the studio.
I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you guys. I love coming on. So you guys do a great job, and I listen as often as I can. So keep the VR dream alive, as they say.
Love to hear that, man. That means, I know it's a little cliche and corny to say, but means more to hear that than
No,
I think I
it's
can
true.
say. So
You
appreciate it
guys
a lot.
rock. I love the duo. I love the father and son duo. It's like Batman and mini Batman.
Too funny. So again, to the listeners, go check out Ultrawings Super RC. Chris,
Leave a review.
oh my God, yeah.
See if it can
Deserves
beat
more.
Titan Isles.
Deserves more than 26 reviews for sure.
Uh-huh.
So awesome. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well.
You too. Have a good Sunday.